Henceforth, we're in about a minute. I am got our ingredients here. Today I'm featuring our Thrive cherries that I'll be using to make this cherry moonshine. We are using some moonshine. This is Firefly. You can get moonshine pre-made at almost any liquor store nowadays. So don't have to brew your own or distill your own. We have my favorite spice shop, which I am not affiliated with in any way, but I highly recommend them. This is from Savory Spice Shop, and you will need vanilla sugar. Hello there. If you're hopping on, please say hi. Let me know you're in the chat. Today, we're going to be talking about making cherry moonshine. It's a very simple, easy recipe that doesn't take long at all, and you don't have to pull out the still. So we got our little mason jar we'll be making it in. Little pot. And just a few ingredients, and we'll have something yummy that we can enjoy in about 24 hours. Although the longer it sits, the better it gets. So before we get started, I guess it's been a while since I've been on here. It's been a while, about 2 weeks since we've done a live, but it's been probably about 2.5, 3 weeks since I put some videos on. I have tons to edit. A ton of videos to edit. It's just been so much has been happening. We went to Legoland for about a week. Then my mom came and stayed for a week, and we've been dealing with these high winds and fire threats and power outages all around us. The good thing is we are not affected by the power outages since we are off grid. Love being off grid. Highly recommend it. It's not as hard as you would think to take care of or maintain. But it does put a hindrance on things when all the gas stations are closed, all the businesses are closed. So we do suffer, especially when I had some things to ship out and the post offices were closed. So I've been pretty busy, but hopefully now things are settling down. It's actually a really nice, calm, beautiful day outside. And I wish I could take my phone out and do live stream, but unfortunately we haven't reached that mark on YouTube yet, and I'm still trying to figure out how to stream off of one of those programs. So if anybody has some suggestions for me, please drop them in the chat. And I see a couple people hopping on and off, so if you are in here, please say hi. Let me know you're with me. Drop a comment. If you don't want to say anything, drop a number 1. Just let me know you're here and watching. It helps me. Having some engagement with my followers and people out there really helps me. So you're looking at my messy kitchen, which I just noticed. I leave cupboards open all the time. I'm terrible at that. I see another cupboard open over here. Must be that ADD. Anyways, so it looks like we're at about 3 minutes in. We'll start making this at about 5 minutes in. So if you are watching, you know anyone who would enjoy a live chat or learning how to make this simple cherry pie moonshine, send them on over. Let them know. If you haven't subscribed to our channel and you're interested in finding out more about us, please subscribe. And again, drop a hello in the comment box. Let me know you're here watching. So other than that, not a whole lot going on. It's a nice quiet day. My boys are in school. I get about 6 hours to myself now. I used to homeschool, taking a year off. Kind of enjoying it. There's some really good points about having peace and time to myself to do things, but I'm really missing it as well. I miss having my boys with me, being able to teach them the way I feel that they should be taught, the things that I feel are important, the values that I want to impress upon them. Whereas the school, well, many of you know, they have their own views of life. But I miss the freedom to travel and do what we want when we want, just to be able to take off and go. Which now, if we're going to go, like we took a week off to Legoland, I have to take them out and request time off to go ahead and homeschool them. And I do have to take them out a week at a time if we're going to do that. Otherwise, it's unexcused, and they get zeros for those days, I guess. The school wants to get paid and make sure that their kids are there. So that being said, we're coming up right on 5 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and get started and tell you what you need for this quick and simple recipe. First of all, you're going to want some apple cider. I'm just going to scoop this back, and please forgive my messy kitchen. You want some apple cider. You can also use just plain old apple juice. It will work. And we are going to have 2 cups of this. And you're going to want a saucepan. I do like the saucepans with the pour spout. We're going to start off here and put 2 cups of apple juice right into my pot. So again, the first thing you want, and I'm using the only apple cider I could find. This is Sunny Select. It's at our local market. And this is apple cider that I'm using. And I'm just going to go ahead and pour that into my pot. Your first step is adding in your apple cider. And then I have this delicious vanilla bean sugar. And this is from Savory Spice. Let's see if I can open this without the scissors. Give me 1 sec. Let me grab the scissors. Now, I'm not affiliated with Savory Spice in any way, but I highly recommend them. You can find them online, and if I remember to, I will drop a link to their website in the description box once this is loaded. Again, they are Savory Spice, and they are out of Denver, Colorado. They are also in New Mexico. So on this, we're going to want 1/4 cup sugar. And this is the vanilla bean sugar. Now they also make a delicious chocolate vanilla sugar. And you can make a chocolate cherry moonshine that's really very good as well. So I'm going to sit this on the stove and come back and chat with you. You just want to get this to a boil. I'll be coming back and forth to stir it. Now, being at a higher elevation, it takes forever to get things to boil. I'm not sure if any of you have noticed that if you live at a higher elevation, but it's either my propane stove is very weak and I keep everything, I cook it on high and it still seems to take forever to boil, or it's the elevation, one or the other. I didn't seem to have problems before we moved up here. We're not really that high. We're only at about 4,500 feet, I think, is where we're located. I call it the sleet line. Many of you may have heard me say that before. It's because the mountain right behind us is covered in snow, and I can walk right up to the mountain, slide down it on our sleds, whereas we just get a dusting. Although last year there was a lot of snow, a lot of rain, and unfortunately, that has caused the bugs to come out this year. And speaking of bugs, my poor garden was devastated by them, and it's been a fight along with the ground squirrels and things. But let's go peek on this. I hear it making noise, so I'm just going to stir it a little bit. You don't want to scorch that sugar or burn it, but you do want to get it to a boil. So if you're having a hard time hearing me, I know there's only one of you in the chat. Let me know. Let's see here. So once that's boiled, we are going to add our moonshine and things in. So you're going to want 1/4 of a cup of moonshine as well. I picked up Firefly Moonshine. This is an easy recipe that you don't have to pull out your still to produce. And You can, if you want to make your own. You can also use vodka, which works, but I prefer using moonshine, the actual moonshine, when making this. And like I've said, I share this with our friends and family. It makes a wonderful little gift. Some of our friends really enjoy this. And you just want 1/4 of a cup of moonshine. Whew. Yep. Just gonna pour that in. I guess if you'd like to, you could always add a little more if you wanted to. There's no harm in that. But we're just using 1/4 of a cup. I'm using pint-sized jar, and I like this little jar. I think we probably got this from the last batch of moonshine, but has a twist-on lid that comes with it with a cork spout, which makes it really nice for pouring. I'd like to find some more lids like that from my other mason jars. So once we get this boiling here, we will add in the sugar and cider. You want to just continue to stir this so it doesn't burn. But you want to bring it to a boil. And this is your sugar and cider that you're cooking together or boiling together before you add it to everything else. Now, I've shown Thrive in a few of my videos before. These are the Thrive cherries, and these are actually really, really good. Great for pies, great for putting in smoothies, and they're great to just eat. Much healthier than store-bought. Most of your store-bought fruits and veggies and things like that, they're picked way before they're ever ripe, which means they don't have time for the nutrients and things to infuse into them. They're not at their full capacity and they don't have their full benefit of nutrients. Most of those things sit on a week or on a shelf for almost 15 days before you even bring them home. That's why you see your cherries and your strawberries and things like that just start to get mold and things on them right away. The nice thing about Thrive is they are picked right at their prime, right at the peak of nutrients and freshness, ripeness. They're delicious, and they're flash frozen within 6 hours of being picked. And then one of these large tubs, we also have the smaller cans, pantry cans, that they'll last on your shelf for 25 years. Once open, they're good for about a year or even longer. I've had some that I've opened, like the powdered milk and things, and they're still good after a year. We use them, we enjoy them, we use them in our everyday cooking. I keep onions and sausage and peppers and all kinds of things that we have that we use daily. So if you're interested in learning more about Thrive, I will leave, again, if I remember, the link. If you don't find it in the description box, you can find the link to Thrive in my header on my YouTube page. So let's go check on this really quick once again. Make sure we're stirring it. Almost there. It's just now starting to boil. Just a few more minutes. Let it get up to its peak there. And what else can we talk about while we wait for that to finish? Things going on with our channel. We are on the weekends, we've been busy building a new woodshed. We just finished leveling everything out and putting up the retaining wall. We have the walls pre-built. We usually prefab our walls, paint them, and then we'll erect them onto the foundation that we build. That's how we did the greenhouse as well. And I think on this one, we're just putting a simple tin roof. We were going to use pavers on the base, but I just couldn't see wasting the pavers just to put wood on. So we decided to go ahead and we laid down some chicken wire so the rodents and ground squirrels and things don't dig through, and then covered it and leveled it with some small rock. And that's going to be the base for the woodshed, and it will have I believe we're doing a metal or tin roof on it. And so this weekend, I hope to have that completed. And once it's completed, I will be editing and putting that full video together for you guys to see how we did it. I think that's boiling now. I can hear it. It is a smaller pot. Ah, yes, perfect. Just stir it a couple times here. I'm going to turn it off and bring it over. It's a little warm. So then you're just going to, I'm going to go ahead and take the chance of pouring it into the glass jar. Those of you who are watching may get a good laugh if it cracks. Hopefully it doesn't, but you do take that risk. I think it's going to be okay though. It's not a cold jar. It's been sitting at room temperature, and there is our apple cider and sugar mix. As I said, I'm using a larger jar than what I normally make this in. I just like the jar. We're going to go ahead and add cherries. And what I'm probably going to go ahead and do is make another batch and add a little more to it later. I just take a handful of cherries. Oops, I'm dropping them. Fine, we'll drop those in there. Counter's clean. If you're using fresh cherries, once you've pitted them and sliced them in half, you use fresh or frozen, or I really, really like these dried cherries. I take about a handful, maybe a handful and a half. I suggest using about 12 full cherries. You can add more if you like, depending on how strong you want it. Then we're just going to put the lid on there, and it's going to be put in the refrigerator. I'll be making some more of this. We'll be making a few batches of this. Like I said, oops, I didn't have the cork down. We'll be making a few batches of this for ourselves and friends and family this year. So, oh, and it smells delicious. I wish you guys could smell it. We really enjoy that as an evening treat once in a while. So that is my very simple recipe for making cherry moonshine. Again, you're going to want 2 cups of apple cider. You can use apple juice if that's all you have. You're going to want a 1/4 cup of vanilla bean sugar. Now, again, you can find the chocolate vanilla sugar, which is excellent with the cherries too, because it makes like a chocolate cherry pie moonshine, which is really, really good. I didn't have the chocolate at this time. You want, the one thing I forgot, the natural cherry extract. Where did I put that? Oh my goodness. You can tell how scatterbrained I have been lately, because now I've gone and forgot where I set the cherry extract, because that is the other part. And it seems like every time I do a recipe, I'm forgetting an ingredient. But you do want a 1/4 teaspoon of cherry extract. In fact, I have the teaspoon here, but I need to find where I put that cherry extract. because that is going to make all the difference in that strength of cherry flavor. I thought I took it out earlier, but I'm not seeing it on the counter. This is my cupboard I keep my extracts in. Oh, right here. Cherry extract in the pantry, probably where it belongs. Let's go ahead and add this in. You would add this into your sugar and cider mix when you're boiling it, but you get the gist of what I'm making. Not too hard. I'm just adding a little extra in there. 1/4 of a teaspoon, or if you like me, add just a little extra. Now, that makes all the difference in the smell. Now it's nice and strong and fragrant, and we will be enjoying some of this tomorrow evening. So that will be going into the fridge for 24 hours. Other than that, not a whole heck of a lot going on here. Getting back in the swing of things, of producing some new YouTube videos for you guys to watch. You will be seeing hopefully by tomorrow, my greenhouse jungle. We went away, and I've had some friends and things been watching over, and I left some of those little 6-pack trays that I actually didn't have room to plant this year, and I just kind of left them in the back of the greenhouse, and they have sprouted up and have taken over the greenhouse. And when they vined out everywhere. So I'm going to show you guys what happens when you ignore your greenhouse and just let it do its thing. It's actually created its own little ecosystem. We have praying mantis living in there. We have frogs galore in there. We have tomatoes growing. We have flowers in there, strawberries. We still have some trees in there that we didn't get planted this summer because of the weather. I'm hoping that we can get those planted next year and they'll survive in the greenhouse. And other than that, not much else going on. So I'm going to go ahead and end this. It's been a very quiet stream. But if you come back and watch us, please drop me a comment. Let me know you saw it. Let me know what you think. Again, sorry, I'm always scatterbrained and forgetting things. Don't forget your cherry extract for your moonshine. I'll go over those ingredients one more time, and that's 2 cups of apple cider or apple juice, 1/4 cup of the vanilla bean sugar. Again, I get my sugar and my spices and everything nice from Savory Spice. I am not affiliated with them, but I really do highly recommend them. They have some wonderful seasonings and spices. You want a 1/4 cup moonshine. Now, if you're not into distilling your own, you can find moonshine at almost any liquor store nowadays. You can also use vodka if you prefer. And then you want 10 to 12 whole cherries that you're going to slice and pick. I use thread cherries. These are delicious to eat. You can put them in smoothies. You can put them in moonshine. And you can make anything you would normally use. Thrive, if you're not familiar with Thrive, is an online way to shop. And your ingredients come freeze-dried, fully full of nutrients, and are much healthier and taste better than store-bought. You always wonder why when you buy those store-bought tomatoes that they're very watery, black flavor. Thrive has some great tomatoes as well, and they have a flavor punch. So the nice thing about this, cans last for 25 years, and after open, they're good for a year, sometimes a little bit longer depending on the product. But most of the time, we use them before a year. We enjoy our Thrive. So thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day. Please give me a thumbs up if you're catching this video now or later, and drop me a comment. Let me know what you thought. Have a great day, and we'll catch you in the next video. Bye-bye.